The Star Citizen career of hauling cargo is set to see some changes in the coming years, with the long awaited deliverable, physicalized cargo, kicking off the transition known as the Cargo Refactor. And while it's still being tested in the PTU, with the live release of which having been steadily pushed back as persistent entity streaming proves to be ever the elusive quarry, 318 has given us all a glimpse of what may be. And yet, at the same time, it hasn't. For while the knowledge that you could destroy or capture another player's ship to take the cargo within had those of a mind to fly the black, stroke their imaginary oiled mustaches and say, "Yar," the fact that the very next day you'd lose the riches gained with the next update of a hopefully bug-squashing patch released had many a pirate saying "Nar." And that's not to say there aren't still attacks on haulers and miners and salvagers, there are. But the likelihood that such attacks are piracy motivated, more so than itchy trigger-fingered murder hobos "it's PvP bruh" related, is lessened by the fact that the money doesn't really exist, because come tomorrow or the next day, we're all at 1 million Alpha UEC again anyway. And the same can be said for the haulers themselves. While those that haul for the fun of it, myself included, are happy to do so not for the profits, but rather for the joy of pressing the illuminated display buttons marked buy and sell, then stand there staring at all the cargo for an unreasonably long amount of time, the rest of those that haul just really couldn't be bothered. Because what good is getting your route down pat when all that payoff is just going to turn into the same number as everybody else's tomorrow? And so, with this in mind, we haven't really seen what cargo and piracy is truly going to look like come the live release of 318. Citizens, my name's Beard of Oz, and today I'll be ruminating on the possible outlook of 3.18, cargo hauling and piracy. I'll point out a couple of things I think might play a larger part in how the dust will settle after this Jesus patch hits live, and how it might affect those that don the trucker's cap. If you enjoy my content and would like to see more, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, the like button for this video is there too. Most of what I'll discuss here I've spoken about while streaming over at Twitch. I'll leave the link to that in the description below. Now let's dive in. There has been a rather negative sentiment regarding cargo hauling in 3.18, with many commenters and viewers of mine stating that trade will die due to an overabundance of pirates and an inevitable, as they put it, decline in those willing to haul, that the profits to be made are too low, the risk too high, and that all that will be left is a sky full of those hoisting the skull and crossbones. And they could be right. Like I said before, we haven't truly seen what it's going to be like in the persistent universe of 3.18, but I'm a bit of an optimist, perhaps naively so, and I don't think it's all going to be that bad. Sure, there's an added incentive for pirates to attack you now, but there are also some other features of 3.18 that may just slow the roll of some would-be aggressors. The first is time. Physicalized cargo isn't all fun and games. If you've taken part in the salvage gameplay loop, you're likely all too aware how tedious and time-consuming moving those 1 SU crates from one spot to another is. Now imagine moving 100, or 200, or 700. I spent 2 hours throwing crates out of a C2 above Port Olisar for fun. Now imagine moving them from one cargo ship to another. If a pirate or pirate crew wants to start hijacking ships for their cargo to make profit, they're going to be moving crates for a while. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to stop piracy in its tracks. In the same way that haulers love to haul, or hull scrapers love to scrape, or miners love to mine, not for the profit, but for the activity itself, so too will there be pirates that enjoy the act of removing that cargo from one ship and putting it into theirs. What I'm saying is, once the novelty wears off, the number of actual pirates will decrease. The next is the updates to criminality in Stanton. Gone are the days of a 6.5 hour prison sentence that can be knocked on the head by 2 oxygen kiosk missions. Prison sentences have taken a bit of a bump in the PTU, and the likelihood of them remaining so seems high. Sure, there is more to do in Klesha now, but that doesn't change the fact that should a bushwhacking go sideways, a pirate is looking at a potentially long-staying Klesha, or a permanent position as benchwarmer in Grim Hex. And sure, a pirate and their crew could always go and clear their crime stat. at Security Post Korea, the only place you can hack your crime stat, which is a PvP hotspot even in PTU, so you know it's going to be popular and live. And even that falls into the first point: time. The longer a pirate is evading justice or serving time, they aren't pirating haulers. The next thing to consider is the commodities themselves. Most haulers will know the commodities that will make you the most profit, and each will have their favored route, and pirates know them too. They'll know where a hauler will likely be going, especially if they're trading in the big ticket commodities like Laranite, Agricium, and the illegal commodities like Slam and Widow. This can be used to your advantage. Trade in commodities that have a larger spread of locations to sell, like medical supplies, distilled spirits, and astatine. Don't follow the same pattern routes that you normally might. Mix up between high sell and low sell commodities. For the love of Christ, Roberts, don't be the dunce who sits at Bezdek for an hour waiting for the Laranite to tick over so you can sell a full C2. At that point, you deserve to be pirated, and I might just do it myself. While it should never be taken as gospel, the buy and sell locations and their commodities contained within are a little more robust than what we had in the earlier stages of 317. With many unscrupulous locations reopening their trade doors, a hauler's options are a little more diverse for those that are willing to step away from the meta to make a little profit. We may not see that coveted update to the economy for some time, so you might as well start getting creative. Something to consider, given that should luck not be with you and you do fall under the scurvy-riddled gaze of a pirate, if you're serious about cargo hauling and want to do it as your primary earning Lupin Star citizen, don't invest all of your credits on a single cargo run. I'm going to steal a term from Elite Dangerous here and use it for this situation. Never fly without rebuy. Always ensure you have enough credits to buy more cargo. You aren't insured, so if you do get hit by pirates or hit a moon at full speed, you don't want to wake up in a Kelto medical with nothing in the bank. So all in all, time will tell. Be prepared, my fellow haulers, because the early days of 3.18 Live are going to be a doozy. From the day 1 through day 7 bugginess to the swarm of would-be Captain Jack Sparrows, a hauler's life is going to be an interesting one. Perhaps spend it building up that nest egg to start buying cargo later, or buying that first hauler. After all, the Hulle should be available in-game when 3.18 goes live, and it's a beauty. Maybe have a look at my post-wipe earning guide here to bulk out that wallet. Thank you for watching till the end, I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed the video, pop it a like, and if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, now's your chance. Stay safe in the verse, haulers, and I'll catch you all next time.